So what's going on, guys? We're back with another video, and today is a little bit different of a video. It's not me running or not me shipping out orders or anything, but this is a race reaction to the 2024 Nike Outdoor Nationals. This race was my last high school race ever. This was the championship heat. This was with all the big dogs. This is with all the people that ran at Brooks PR like 3 days before. Everybody who was anybody that wasn't at New Balance was in this race. And so I'll give you some context to the build-up. So my whole season was centered around either going to Brooks PR or going to U20s and trying to get a trip to Peru. And there was a lot of adversity that we fought this year with just trying to get into meets and getting any competition to run. And so it was a struggle to find any meets. So the first weekend in January, we ran a meet in Minnesota, just a all-comers meet, and there was like not very much competition. And so I ran 153.50 on a 200-meter flat track, which converted to a 151.90 on a bank track, which was number one in the country by like almost a second. And we were getting the confidence built up that we were number one in the country at that time. My main goal was to run the mile and to break 4 minutes in the mile. And so we went down to Vanderbilt and only ran the mile and ran like 4:15 or 4:17 or something, which was kind of a big letdown. But in the fall, I broke my leg and I couldn't race cross country, so I lost a lot of momentum and a lot of aerobic fitness. And then I started lifting a bunch. So that's what really made my improvements in the 800 and not really as much in the mile, I think. But so we went down there. It was kind of a okay meet. And then the next weekend we ran Misfits in Chicago against TJ Hansen and a couple other people, and it was supposed to be a stacked race. And so we raced against TJ, who just got second at NXN like 2 days ago, and we went out in like 64 seconds, which was slow because I wanted to run like 4:08, 4:07, and I think that's what he wanted to because he ran 4:07 the weekend before. So I was like, I'm just gonna stick right on this heels and do all this. So I made it to about close to 1,200 meters, and then I blew up. I came through probably 3:08, 3:09 through 1,209 meters, and ran like 4:18 or something. And then like 2 hours later, an hour and a half later, we ran the 1,000, which my plan was just to jog and then close in something crazy. Before that, I was trying to go for the national record in the 1,000, but I thought if I ran the mile before, I would be too tired, and that was the case. But then I basically jogged a 2:29 and cut down every single lap. Like, that was a big confidence booster. And then taking a 1,000 conversion and moving it down to 800, that was like a 153. And so we took a couple weeks, and then we ran at Vanderbilt, and then we ran a 151.30 against college kids. Took the lead after like 300 meters. I was sitting in lane 2, and I realized nobody was going to take it. So we went like 55 flat through 400, and then like 56.1 or something through the next 400. And I was just taking the lead and running with it, and didn't really have any challengers. But then all the college coaches were standing in like lane 3 or 4 and being like, pass this kid, all this stuff. And they're like, you should beat this kid. And I'm like, yeah, you probably should, because I'm just a high schooler. So that was my breakout race. And then we went to New Balance Indoor and Nike Indoor the week before I got sick, and I had some nose problems and stuff, like some respiratory issues, and I thought I could get them fixed. And then I probably could have done better at Nike than I did at New Balance, but New Balance was such a fast race. If you guys want me to commentate that one was crazy. We opened in like first kids, Hilby ran a 24 in the first 200, and I came through like 26.5. Then came through like 53, caught up with them, and then blew up the last 300. The Arcadia meet, which probably wasn't the smartest decision because we didn't race any after New Balance. And then we were doing 60 miles a week up until the week. Like, whenever I went to Arcadia, I ran like a 9-mile medium long run at like 6 minute a mile pace, like 2 days before we raced Arcadia, which if we're looking for a performance, it probably shouldn't have came from doing that the day or a couple days before. Yeah, that one was probably a mistake. And then we ran 152 there. And then the next meets were kind of local meets, and we're just trying to race into shape. We ran sub 50 in the 400, ran like 152 like 6 more times. So we were looking at U20s because I qualified earlier in February because the cutoff was 150, 150. And we knew we could run a lot faster because we're so consistent. So we went into that meet, and I thought that because there was a bunch of college kids, a bunch of kids had broke 150 before, that it was going to be a pretty quick race. And so everybody decided they wanted to jog it. So I took the lead at 300 to go, and they got passed by 4 people and missed the finals by .0 something of a second. And that was 2 days before this meet. So I was kind of a little bit sad, a little bit, okay, I don't care anymore. So this meet, I wasn't going to take the lead. I wasn't going to push it. And I was just going to run down everybody in the field, because I think more my strength is the strength I have, at least at the later stages of the race. So that's the context going into this meet. I definitely knew I could probably run 148, 140. I don't know if I could run 147, but I definitely knew I probably could, just because I had some workouts where I would close them in 53 seconds and do stuff, crazy stuff in practice. So that's the context going into this race. So this is the kind of introductions for the race. And so here's me on the inside. Yeah, that's about it. This is me. Got kind of probably the worst draw. Lane 1 on the inside of the rail, because then everybody just can come out and cut you off. But at least it's not an indoor track, so I'm feeling good. Doesn't really matter, because my whole goal is to go to the back, sit at the back, and see what happens. So this is the freshman right here, and yeah, he's gonna be a beast in a couple years. I mean, he's already a beast. So, but yeah, so there's me, about ready to get the race started, and yeah, we'll see what happens. So
that's crazy. I've been looking forward to
there it is.
Young kid run.
So here's the start. I try to get out just so I don't get like completely cut off and boxed in and stuff. And so I'm right here, I'm basically jogging. Like, you can see my leg switch, like I'm jogging right here.
How relaxed he is. He's got that.
And I'm waiting for one of these kids to go out in like 53, 54 and just break the thing wide open, and I'll be right there. But we don't. So we go through 27 through 200, which is not good. I'm sitting in the back right here. I realize that this is really slow, so I need to make sure I'm like at least up in a position where I can at least somewhat make a move. And then right here, I try to pull up over here, but then everybody else decides they want to go to the outside. So like, I'm in lane 2 right here, and then I realize everybody's trying to do that. So I'm cutting back in, and there's an opening right here, so I find the rail at like the perfect spot. And then this is 400. I come through in 57, and these kids come out through in 56 or something. And it's slow. Like, you don't open in 57 running a championship 800. And so here I am, I'm staying content because I don't want to go in lane 2 to just die on the backstretch. So I'm right here, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta go. This is my home stretch. This is the straightaway. Like, you're not gonna run extra distance running out here. So I try to get around, and then this kid, he pulls up in lane 2 and keeps pushing me out. So I'm like, I don't know if I can, because I was trying to push the hammer here so I could get in front of Cooper right here, so I could kind of get here, and then I could be like next to Matthews on the rail. But then he keeps pushing me out, so I'm like, okay, we'll just stay content right here, keep pushing. And so he beats me to the rail, so I just slide right back in behind here, and I try to just pass a couple people without going too far out on the corner. And then like right as I come off this turn, like, see how far back from these people, like I'm kind of out of the race. Like, you don't think I'm in the spot where I could even come close to winning a national title or anything. Like, I feel like I'm kind of far back, but I come swinging wide. There's no, like, it's going to cut off here, but I just go crazy in this last 100. Like, I'm right here, a little bit off the screen, but
now it's for the number.
and then I'm right here. Like, I closed this. I think I had either the fastest or the second fastest last 100. And so we ran 151 at the end of that race. I mean, that was a...
Look at the splits. 57, 53. What a crazy negative.
Like, I'm right here. That was the craziest 800 I've ran. I was only a half a second off my PR, and we went out so slow. I mean, closed in like 54 low on that, which is insane. 54 low in the last 400. I definitely think I could have ran faster.
400.
Especially, I think there was a few tactical mistakes I probably made. With it going out this slow, I could have probably been up here and still hit the same times, if not faster, because I started a little bit ahead. But I was really happy with this performance because I knew I knew I could break 150. And so this was like my reassurance that, like, if you go out that slow and run that fast, I mean, you can break 150. So that was definitely a big confidence booster. And yeah, Cooper was definitely a beast in this race. And so, yeah, I think the only thing I would have done is probably pushed a little bit harder, maybe around this curb, and try to pass a couple more people, just so I could be in a better spot on the backstretch. And then coming into this curb, I probably would have tried to, because if I would have pushed myself, if I would have been like right here, I think I could have like gotten close to running him down. I don't think I could have won, really, because I think he's just a beast. But I think if I would have been like in front of these people and in this position instead of right here, I wouldn't have had to swing too wide to pass them all, and I would have at least gotten second. Like, I almost got second with that too. So there's a lot of shoulda, woulda, coulda, but this was definitely one of the best races I ran this year. And we'll see you guys in the next one, but yeah.